Welcome back to another episode of Wedding Wednesdays. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Catherine. It is so nice to meet you and I'm glad you're here. So in today's video, I want to talk about how we planned our wedding and some tips that might help you plan yours. The most important thing that we started with was to set a budget and do your absolute best to stick to it. There were definitely some times where we went over budget. One of those for sure was my wedding dress. It was over the budget that I had decided on. And that's kind of a whole other story, but Mom, I blame you. Another good way to set your budget is to do some research on the vendors in your area and check in with them and see what their prices are. So you can kind of get an average of what is the going rate for the vendors in your area. So for like a photographer, a venue, if you want to, a wedding videographer, florals, decorations, centerpieces, an officiant, someone to marry you, catering is a big one, catering alcohol if you want to provide that. A way that we found vendors was to use Wedding Wire and the Knot.com. Those were our two favorite websites to look up reviews for vendors in our area. Another great way to do it is to go to wedding shows. Most major cities have really great wedding shows that you can go to, and lots of vendors will have booths set up and you can talk to a lot of the times like the owner. Sometimes they even hand out cards that are coupons. Like we didn't end up going with them, but we had a florist that handed out cards where if you went and ordered all of your wedding flowers through them, I think this card was good for like a free bouquet to toss for the bouquet toss at your wedding. So you can actually save some money by going to these shows because they have coupons available when you walk around and see all the booths. And then the other thing is sit down with your partner and choose what you want to spend, what you might want to put more of your budget towards, whether it be catering, photography, venue. Choose what's most important to you to have like as part of your wedding and go from there. So when you look at your list of what is most important to you, kind of look at it and see what you might be able to do yourself. There are definitely things that you can save on and things that you can spend more on in every category. Next, I want to talk about what my husband and I splurged on. And I call it splurging because going into it, I didn't realize that it cost thousands of dollars for certain things. So what we decided to splurge on, and as I was writing this list, I kind of realized that a lot of our wedding was a splurge in a sense. Like it wasn't a significant amount of money for a lot of these vendors, but we really trusted them, and I knew that the day was going to go so smoothly because I had such a great team around us. We decided that videography kind of I'd known that I always wanted to do a wedding video, but it took a while for my husband to get on board because it was a couple $1,000s. But I mean, obviously doing YouTube videos, I really love capturing special moments, and I knew that our wedding day was one that I didn't want to forget. So I thought that it was worth the extra money, and I took it out of my own savings. It wasn't part of our wedding budget, but I took it out of my own savings to make sure that we had it. So videography was a splurge. I'd say photography was a splurge just because we could have gone with a cheaper up-and-coming photographer, but we went with one that has been around for a while, so their prices are a little bit higher. And a wedding planner was really important to us, so we did spend extra money on that's something that could be seen as not necessary, but I didn't want many of our family members to be in charge of the day. I wanted our family and friends to come to our wedding and be able to relax and enjoy it like a party. So our wedding was a really great day to have both sides of our families together, which doesn't happen very often that we can get like almost everyone from our family together in one place. So we didn't want any of them working on that day. I wanted them to relax and enjoy. So a wedding planner, I think all we did was like day of coordination. So they were able to just kind of coordinate the day, and that was definitely worth the money. The next little category of kind of a splurge would be a DJ. We did hire a DJ, and he was also like the MC for the night, which was really nice, and they recorded our ceremony as well, so we have like an audio track of our ceremony. We didn't have someone in our lives that could marry us, so we hired an officiant, and this was, oh my gosh, I love her. I absolutely love her. Melissa Co, if you're in the Oregon area, she is amazing. I'm going to link all of the vendors that I can down below that we used, but she was fantastic. Like, she took our love story and just made it so, like, I don't even know. She turned it into this amazing story, and I just loved her. She was awesome. Actually, I think, yeah, we loved all of our vendors. I don't even think anything went wrong. So yes, I will put everyone down below of all the vendors that we used. And again, this is kind of like a splurge. It wasn't that we spent like thousands of dollars on all of these things, but you could do your hair and makeup yourself if that was something that you wanted to. I am not a professional hair and makeup person, and I didn't want that stress on the day, so I did opt to have somebody else come and do hair and makeup. So I am going to focus a little bit more on how I found a makeup artist that was vegan and cruelty-free in next week's video, but right now I just want to focus on the categories that we like splurged on. So I'm just going to graze over that, but definitely subscribe and stay tuned for next week's video to get some more information on how we were able to have a vegan wedding as well. So another splurge was like the venue. I don't know, again, these aren't really like splurges as like we keep going down this list. The venue and the food. So we were able to save money on the venue by having a weekday wedding. So we got married in May on a Monday, so look into off-season times, and that can save you some money on the venue as well. Catering is very, very expensive for a wedding, especially having a vegan wedding. I felt like some of the quotes we were getting from companies was really, really high. Like I felt like we were paying for fancy steak dinners when we were buying vegetables. Or like I don't know, they were cooking vegetables for us, so I know that a lot of the things that we were serving were less expensive than like a fancy steak dinner, and some of the quotes that we got were like really, really expensive. So we found this amazing company south of Portland. The next category I want to talk about is what we decided to DIY. We did a lot of the decorations on our own, and I will do my best to show pictures from the wedding. It'll just pop up around here. Our centerpieces we kept very simple. We saved lots of jars, so like wine bottles, pasta sauce jars, basically anything that came in glass we saved, and we spray painted those in multiple different colors. Actually, what's really cool, my background, so all of these and all of these over here were from the wedding as well. So like, I don't know if you can see, like this we did a glitter like frosted with glitter on it. There was like gold on the bottom and then frosted on the top. That was like our color scheme, and I'll show some pictures in here of what the centerpieces looked like. We also took picture frames and spray painted them gold, and that was like in the middle of the table with the wine glasses and these little candle tea light things. And then we used the wine glasses to put, or not wine glasses, the wine bottles to put flowers in, so it would be cheaper for our floral budget to just have a couple stems in the wine bottles, and it looked really nice. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Also, how we saved money on our floral budget, I just had a florist make our bouquets. Matt actually hand did the Flower Girl bouquet, which I'll try to show a picture of, and we were able to make it a couple days before, and we did like a test run of all of this too. And the centerpiece flowers, we had a friend who was able to get us into the Portland Flower Market, I believe that's what it's called. Basically like a big industrial, like it's in the industrial part of town, and there's this big warehouse that has all of these flowers, and you pay like wholesale prices. So the backdrop for the ceremony we actually made as well, and we repurposed it and used it for our gender reveal as well. So we've used it for a few parties since then, and the chandelier or the light that you see as part of the backdrop is actually hanging over my vanity now. So we use it in my bedroom as well, which is kind of cool. So everything got repurposed and was able to be like these guys, able to be reused for something else, which was really nice. The invitations we kind of DIY'd as well. I bought a kit at Target, and I think it ended up being $120 total for over 100 invitations, and this was cheaper than hiring somebody to make the invitations for us, or to hire someone to do calligraphy, because that is very expensive. So my mom has really good handwriting, and she was so generous to hand address all of the cards for us. There might be a few things I'm forgetting that we DIY'd, so I will just try to pop up those pictures now. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions. I will be responding to all of the comments that we get. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss next week's video, where I talk all about how we had a vegan wedding and how our guests reacted to it as well. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Mwah. Bye.